Well, hello, Midlife Love Mastery members. I'm your coach, Jonathan Asley, and I'm so excited to be doing another Facebook Live. Yes, it's a morning cup of Jonathan, and today we have our That's All cup, and it says, I don't want to work anymore. I just want to be cherished, put up on a pedestal, and taken care of. Yes, I know you've heard that one many a times. It happens to be one of my favorite mugs for some reason. Maybe it's the Leo in me that likes the idea of sitting up on the pride. And maybe I'm the protector, but I also want to be protected and taken care of as well. So anyway, today I want to talk about a post that we had on the page from one of our members who was asking for advice regarding 3 men that she's dating. So I've called this dating more than one man at a time. I think that's, and my thoughts regarding that. So first off, I just want to share with the member, thank you so much for posting the particulars about each man and your interest in seeking advice. And what I said in the comment to you was, I want you to be careful asking advice from others when we know just so little of the picture. Because it's kind of like, I was thinking about, because you talked about 3 men and you were getting your take on which one you pursue. And it reminds me when someone sends out their photo shoot pictures and said, here's 3 pictures I'm thinking of using for my website. What do you all think? And one person says number 1, 100 people say number 1 and 200 people say number 2 and 50 people say number 3. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, yeah, a lot of people like that one, but a lot of people like this one. So you can get a lot of confusing information. So that's why I said to you in the post, what matters most is, what does your intuition say? What does your intuition say? And that's the voice you should be listening to, is your intuition. And that's what I want to recommend everyone begin to hone in on, is listening to their inner voice and their intuition. And it can be incredibly difficult when you're dating 3 people at the same time. So let's explore this a little bit, because I read a post by Matthew Hussey. Matthew Hussey is a dating coach in his late 20s, helping women out. And while I love his content, I don't think it totally relates to us at midlife in many cases, but he's got great content. And he said, be generous with your meeting of men and be very selective on who you date. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. Be very generous in your ability to meet lots of men, but be very selective of who you date. And I love that, because I adopt that philosophy. And so when you're actively dating 3 men at a time, you're sending such mixed messages, because first off, how would you like it if each one of those men is also dating 3 women at the same time? Now you've got 12 different interactions going on, 3, 3, 3, 3. And it's going to be, this is one of the challenges with dating today, is because we can be so distracted by so many people. That's the first thing, is check in with yourself. How would you feel if someone else was dating 3 people at the same time? That's the first thing. I think the second thing is, when you spread yourself too thin, you're not fully present, because you're thinking about this man and this man. Okay, so maybe you're present in the moment, but then you get distracted and you're no longer present, and maybe you're as a matter of fact, I can't tell you how many times I've mixed up stories. Someone told me one thing and I thought it was what the other person said. So that's another issue going on. The other thing that I think happens is that when we spread ourselves too thin and we're not really giving ourselves to one person, the other person senses that. And while they might have interest in you, they begin to pull away, because they can feel that your attention is elsewhere with other men. So that's another dilemma of dating more than one person at a time. I'm more about recommending an authentic, transparent, vulnerable approach when meeting someone. And if 2 people begin to date, and what I mean by date is you've met once, that's the first meeting. You've gone out on a first date, after this first meeting. And then by the time you get to the second or third, that's starting to date. The idea of dating is to explore a relationship with someone. And so I'm all about being upfront, authentic, and transparent early on by expressing what are you really looking for in a relationship and what does it look like? What are you looking for in a relationship and what does it look like? So for example, for me, I'm looking for partnership. I'm looking for a life mate. I'm actually looking for marriage. What that looks like in the dating realm is I want to spend, by the time we've agreed that we want to see each other exclusively, is we spend 3 or 4 days and nights a week together doing shared activities, hobbies, mutual interests, spending time with family and friends, and building the roots for long-term commitment. I'm very clear about that right up front. And so if someone says, well, look at, I'm only available once or twice a week, I'm just looking for something part-time, so forth, but I'm willing to let it grow later on into something deeper, that just doesn't work for me. If someone's not capable of investing it in the beginning, why should I wait on the hopes that they might at the end? I'm just giving you an example of that's what I'm talking about is transparency, open, being vulnerable. I think, look at, if you're seeking a companionship or relationship, then please go ahead at the approach you're going. That's totally fine. Because companionship, casual relationships are meant to be in and out. They're meant to go in and out. The deeper rooted relationship is when two people meet at the same place and say, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm willing to take that time to invest with you to see where that goes. And if it doesn't work out, we go down our separate train tracks. Today's single has no clue what they want. The majority of people, both men and women, have no clue what they want. And that's why they're bumping heads all the time, dating 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people all at the same time. When you're crystal clear on what you want, you'll be able to recognize that in another person instantaneously. When I say instantaneously, within 1 or 2 meetings, you can recognize that quickly. And you won't invest in the person, I don't want to say the wrong person, but the person that isn't meant to go on that train track of partnership with you. When you're crystal clear on who you are and what you want. And you won't need to date 3 men at the same time, or women for my sake. All right, I hope you get the gist of where I'm going. Please, please, please post some comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what I just shared, if you have any opinions. As always, if you value this group, please reach out to 5 of your friends. Send them to my website, jonathanaslay.com. Have them hit the group coaching button to be able to join Midlife Love Mastery. There's a discount coupon there that allows them to join for half off for the first month. And then they can join, be on part of the calls like what we just had, and also join the Facebook group that we're in right here. And you know me, the way I like to sign off. If I have your consent, I'd like to send you off today with a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug, wishing you a super duper wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.